here we go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to GameCom Plantronics Holiday Tournament. I am Maut. With me is Bulba, and we are here with Grats Tho versus hashtag real nigga shit, but I'm just going to call them Team Lust because I don't know about that name. So, how are you, sir?
Doing well.
So, last night we had Dignitas versus StatsMe in a pretty short best-of-3 series, like 30 minutes. Me and Anacletus casted that. This game looks to be a little bit more interesting because there's a lot of, I'd say, more famous players here between both of these teams. And, you know, RDZ's on the Grats Tho, of course, Goody and Sexy and Sleazel as well, who I've casted many times, especially for SCCS. And then Team Lust has their own cast and crew. So jumping into the bands right now and the picks, we've got Shadow Demon, Phantom Lancer, Wisp on the side of Grats Tho, and Keeper of the Light, Chaos Knight, and Queen of Pain on the side of Team Lust. And what do you think of both these lineups right now?
I think who was first pick again? I think RNS was first pick. So Kodo's a really popular hero right now as a first pick. He's like everything you want as a board hero. He can farm, he can aggressive tri-lane, he can save lane, he can split push, he can stop pushes. It's everything you want. So most teams were gonna first pick that. And then Grats Tho actually picked a combo I love playing with. It's Shadow Demon, or I hate playing reverse and I love playing with. It's a Shadow Demon PL, and most people think Shadow Demon counters. Obviously, it's a good hero versus PL, because you can versus. But with him is like it's basically the same thing. You summon, you disrupt PL later on in fights, and you just have these two illusions that can summon more. So you have like insane amount of illusions in total with this two combo. I'm kind of questioning about their Wisp pick, but I guess they picked Wisp so that RNS wouldn't get Wisp. So this is I think what RNS has to do at this stage is they need to win early game, and I think they're going to go for the aggressive tri-lane actually, with CK, Kodo, and Lina, and aggressive tri-lane versus the Wisp. Wisp is not that good of a support hero, and I'm questioning Grats Tho's picks right now because they have Luna as well, and yeah, so this is questionable actually.
I mean, we'll see how it goes. I mean, honestly, Phantom Lancer just seems rigged to me right now, regardless. I mean, if they can get later on into the game, this could be kind of destructive here for the side of RNS. I mean, like, I feel like you also have talked about how strong Phantom Lancer can be in the late game and just how rigged he can be, but then the Broodmother pickup is the last pickup here. So, and yeah, I feel like if the tri-lane does come out from the side of RNS, that we could see a few kills coming up for them early on, and that could be something that we have to keep our eyes on. But the last pick's going to come from Grats Tho. They do need a mid-hero still, I imagine.
Grats, they're going to put Luna mid, actually, versus the Queen of Pain.
Really?
Yeah, I think I'm good friends with CTY. He's not the real CTY, but his name is RTZ, and he's a really good mid player from North America, and he loves playing Luna mid. So no matter what RNS right now, I think they're going to aggressive. Just because they have a Brood also, and they have a really strong tri-lane. It's like foolish for them right now to not aggressive tri-lane. And they're going to put Broodmother on top of bottom lane, and they're going to send their aggressive tri-lane top. And they're going to send Queen of Pain mid. And Brood on the safe lane is a really strong hero. Like most heroes, really there's only a few heroes in the game that can actually do well versus her. Because you have all this space to harass the enemy, and you can send your summons to the jungle easily and stuff like that. So it's a really strong hero.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, like, I was surprised that they would send Luna to the mid lane. I mean, if there's anyone that could play, it'd probably be Artesian, and I've played a few C9 games where he's carried me pretty well, I'd have to say. So I mean, I'm looking forward to see how both teams really do in this matchup. I mean, this is a matchup that's pretty exciting. Back in the Ghosted Cup Americas, both teams played each other for the finals, but I didn't cast it. That's actually what is Hip who's casting it. So they've already played each other before. I think Grats Tho came out on top that time around. So I guess this is more of a rematch kind of thing. Of course, this is round number 5, I believe, for the GameCom Plantronic, and whoever wins this game goes on the round of 8. Which is going to be a lot of big-name teams, I think, for North America. But we're going to get into the game once again, just a second, as the teams do pick their heroes real quick. And the last pickup, of course, was that Weaver pickup for the side of Sleazel. And an interesting pick, to be sure.
Sleazel is their offlane player, so Weaver is actually one of the heroes that does decent versus Broodmother. I don't know to an extent how I used to play Weaver versus Brood. I think with the Brood you can have a pretty good advantage, but you can if Brood doesn't have sentries on the lane, you can dodge most of the Strider hits. The only thing is, if Brood goes for the early level of a passive possibly, or just tries to harass the Weaver out of the lane. So that's gonna actually be an interesting lane.
But this probably will, like you said, be an aggressive tri-lane versus a tri-lane, which means we're going to see a lot of damage early on, and I'm pretty excited to see that. And it's a lot better than just sitting back and farming for, you know, an hour-long game. It's always, you know, a lot more intense, at least from my experience in games. But we're going to get into the game real quick. On the side of RNS, we're going to have Mikey on the Broodmother, Dimethyltryptamine, who I believe is Demise on Lena. Lust will be on the Keeper of the Light. 5462 on the Chaos Knight, and Crystal will be on the Queen of Pain. Meanwhile, on the side of Grats Tho, we're going to have Sleazel playing the Weaver, like we just talked about. Sexy will be playing the Wisp, aka Pandango. Arteezy will be on the Phantom Lancer, and Goody, aka Fan of Soyan, will be on the Luna. And finally, How Come You're Made of Bitch? I'm not even actually sure who that is, on the Shadow Demon.
I don't even know. Let me check.
Interesting name. I checked his Steam profile. I have no idea.
Oh, that's actually one of my friends, Andrew Evelyn, aka Juby. He's a fan favorite in the North American Dota scene. He was prevalent in Dota 1. He was a sidekick of PowerNet, so watch out for Juby.
Wasn't he on Dusa? There was this team in ECAL, and they were Dusa. I believe it was like Febby and...
I don't know, dude. It's like all these players just play with each other for the past like 4
yeah,
years.
mix match, and it's like all over the place. And I believe actually 5462's Febby. I could be wrong about that.
I think, yeah, it is.
Okay. It's like I sort of have this understanding of who these players are, you know, playing a few in-houses and like C9 games and stuff like that, but and casting too to a certain extent. Once you cast a few like North American amateur tournaments, you see a few of these guys, and so I mean I'm definitely familiar with Grats Tho because well I've seen a lot of Sleazel play from like when he was on Sleazel +4 for SECS and when he absolutely dominated that not too long ago. But it's nice to see both of these teams doing very well in terms of like amateur tournaments. I think that it's really good for the North American scene to get more teams, because right now when you think about the teams, it's really just like 3 or 4 teams that are actually in the scene. I mean, everybody in Killing Spree essentially. So,
if you look at GT's lineup, RTZ is actually playing the PL, so this is interesting. And Goody's playing the Luna, so I'm surprised. What this is going.
I've seen.
I still think it's going to be a safe lane PL. I don't think it's going to be a mid PL. You can't really mid PL versus Queen of Pain.
That's true, but I have seen RDZ in actually a C9 game. I'm not saying that you should take C9 like as an example of what they're going to do in this game, but like I've seen him send Phantom Lancer mid, and I know Goody likes to play safe lane on the Luna, at least from my experiences watching and playing with him. So those are just things that I'm pointing out. I don't think they'll happen. We'll have to wait to get to the game. Why is the game even paused right now? I have absolutely no idea.
No idea. But I think regardless, Luna's gonna have to go mid. I don't. I think they're gonna obviously do Shadow Demon, Wisp, and Phantom Lancer top. I'm still questioning the Wisp pickup. The problem, I mean, I do see teams picking Wisp with PL, but that's like Navi. That's it. Wisp is a hero. If you pick it without really a synergistic hero, you usually pick it so the other team can't get it. And I think they're just scared of the CK Wisp combo, in case RNS gets it.
And when you say synergistic, do you mean somebody that can do damage and has like that nuke stun like CK does?
Well, I think there's only 3 heroes right now that can really synergize well with Wisp. Wisp, with CK obviously, Wisp and Nakes, and then Wisp Tiny. And those are obviously the 3 popular. You can do other combinations, like these are the most popular ones. And these are 3 heroes that do tremendous burst damage in the duration, and they require mobility to be useful. And you have to play each of these lanes differently. I mean, Wisp Tiny is a more farm-oriented kind of couple, with CK gank. And if you look at the builds, Mikey's going for the bottom build. He actually has 2 slippers, so he's going to be rushing for the PMS. Well, Sleazel's going to be probably rushing for... What I like doing on Weaver is I like going for the early ringer protection, and you can do this in 2 ways. You can either make a... what is it? What item? Sorry, I knew like... Okay, you can either make the ring of the Bassi ring, or you can make the Tranku boots. Having a mind right there, but It depends. Like if you want the early regen in the lane, you can go for the tranquil boots, or if you want the harass potential with mass with the mana regen, you can go for the Sakuchi.
Yeah, and we'll have to see what they decide to go for, though. Looks like you were correct, and actually they switched the heroes. Goody did take that Phantom Lancer off of RTZ's hands. He's going to go on that Luna in the mid lane, so they did switch it up, realizing that that wouldn't work if they sent the Phantom Lancer mid. So correct in that regard. Will be aggressive tri-lane versus a tri-lane, which means we're probably going to see a lot of early damage early on, which I'm pretty excited about. I already talked about that. And then, of course, the two solos going against each other. Sleaze, of course, against Mikey. We'll have to see how that works out. Still waiting on the pause. We were good for about a second, and then somebody paused it again, and it was just like, oh, all right, well, so much for that.
This actually like looks like a C9DL game. Most of the players play. It's like if I was any other day, I would just be like, shit, it's a C9DL game.
This is, yeah, I've seen this before. It's like, these lineups make sense, and I know aggressive tri lanes are all, that happens pretty much like every game there, and, oh, God. I just suck at that league so much. It makes me sad.
I'm actually interested to see this Queen of Pain versus Luna mid. I think Queen of Pain should have a big advantage, but RTZ's been going on about how Luna does decent versus Queen of Pain. And I think Queen of Pain on Radiant should win versus most heroes that go on Dire. I don't know. Luna does have a lot of base damage, so if you can keep denying the wave and keep it on your hill, it's harder for Quap to come up and Shadow Strike you. And when Quap comes up to Shadow Strike you, if you can just hit her maybe once or shoot out a Lucent Beam. Another problem is Quap doesn't have, Luna doesn't have a lot of rune control. Can't really push out the lane or anything. While Quap can obviously use Scream of Pain and blink the rune. So Quap should have pretty big rune advantage. And if Quap gets a good rune, at least on the top lane, we might even see an early gank. And those are pretty easy heroes to kill. They have what, Shadow Demon, PL, and Wisp. And this is a really big problem right now with GT's lineup. They have no disable. They have only Shadow Demon, the stun. The disable from that, not really the stun at all, just the disrupt and then the OT. The tether.
I mean, this aggressive tri-lane works so well just because you have that initiation stun with that Chaos Bolt followed up by the follow-up stun with Light Strike Ray, and just the damage that you can get out from Illuminate if you hit it correctly, too. And like you said, this is a squishy lineup when you think about it. I mean, Shadow Demon's probably one of the squishier heroes in the game. If you can't get like a brace or anything on him, he goes down very quickly. And same with Wisp. I mean, he's at 473 HP at like level 1, so... And of course, Phantom Lancer also not the strongest hero either. So yeah, I mean, this could be a very good aggressive tri-lane, I think, for the side of RNS. However, I mean, we have to see, you know, can they play without being too aggressive, without making mistakes, diving the tower and you know, losing kills, because there's also a lot of nuke potential, I feel like, from the side of Grats Tho. I mean, you think of Spirit Lance, and that's something that if you can spam that off, it does quite a bit of damage. So, I mean, we'll have to see. Still waiting to get in the game. It feels like it's been quite a long time. Still waiting, but that's fine.
I'm actually gonna if you can recall me on Skype, I'm gonna restart Skype really fast because I'm getting a lot of FPS delay in game,
Sure.
and if I usually restart Skype, so one sec.
And we will recall him real quick. And we're actually ready to go in the game. It looks like, oh, still fixing your ping. Checking that out real quick. Wow, I'm probably the highest person. That's a first. Interestingly enough. Alright, well, whatever. It's not a big deal. I think I will turn my mic on in game. I forgot to do that. Oh, it is on. Okay. Alright, well, I'm not sure why I wasn't working there for a second. Anyways, still waiting on someone. Febby. Febby is fixing his ping right now. Recalling Bulba in Skype right now. He'll get back in just a second, hopefully. And... I mean, talking about just tri-lane versus tri-lane, I definitely agree. I mean, RNS just has so much damage early on, and Grats Tho is so squishy, and the only disable they have is, of course, like he said, Shadow Demon. So there's a whole lot of killing potential from the side of RNS. Not a whole lot of survivability, with the exception of the disruption from the side of the Shadow Demon. Are you good?
Yep.
Excellent.
And it still hasn't started.
Yeah, I know. This is like... I'm used to long pauses, but usually it's like in the
Wait,
middle of the
what
game.
exactly is the delay?
I think Febby's ping is a problem. right now. I was just checking things, actually. I'm actually the highest ping in the game, which is surprising because usually it doesn't happen. But, yeah, Febby's ping is at 200 right now, which is not the best, I'd say. But, I mean, whatever. It's not a big deal. We don't have to be anywhere. At least I don't have to be anywhere. I don't know about you.
No.
Thanks for joining me, though. I appreciate it. I sort of just kind of woke up from a nap, and Monolith's like, hey, we got a cast tonight. Let's do it. I'm like, all right, cool. I guess I'll do it solo. And then he's like, oh, yeah, Bulba wants to do it. I'm like, all right.
Is this the best of 3?
It is. It is a best of 3.
Okay. So that's...
Could be fun. We'll have to see.
Oh my god, I hope they start soon. Yes, we are ready.
It's like, thank God. Dota. Yes. RDZ's right. We're going to get into the game. Unpause coming out from the Keep of the Light, and they're going to head to their lanes. We were talking about who's going to have the early advantage, and we'll see in just a moment.
This is actually pretty big. If you look at mid, RTC actually got pulled both Tango and Flask, so they really, really want him to win mid lane. So that's a pretty big advantage. He's going to have 400 gold, so he just needs like maybe 2 or 3 creeper now to get his early bottle. Probably just 2, and with the gold that goes to him every second, he's going to get it. So he's going to have the bottle a lot faster than the Queen of Pain. And with the Lunar Aura, he's going to get the creeps no matter what early on.
And that'll give him at least a little bit of rune control until that Queen of Pain. Yeah, Queen of Pain can get the bottle up, and but like you talked about, Queen of Pain pretty strong with that rune control just because you have that blink, you have the ability to Scream of Pain and push the creep wave up, which of course RDZ doesn't have the luxury of. But DMT aka Demise will pick up that Invis rune. They're going to head up into the top lane again, waiting for the creeps real quick. Throwing a Observer Ward close to the creep camp. Does that Observer Ward block the camp? He's actually just going to block it with his body right now. I don't think that ward blocks the camp, the one that they have right here.
Yeah, if you actually look at a problem with pulling your another hero like this when you're getting aggressive tri-lane is you're supposed to essentially have a lot less. If you look at Pandago, he has barely any stats. He has no stats actually, and he's a wisp, so he has no armor. So if they do catch him out of guard, so because of this thing, they depend on. Oh my god! Wow. RTZ is showing why he's one of the best solo mids. He's actually all the way up to 4 and 3, so he's dominating Lassie mid. Just because of the Sully mid, sorry, Crystal mid. That's like 3 of his names. I just call him Lassie. If I call him Lassie, sorry, it's what I've called him for like all of Dota.
Call him what you're comfortable with. I'll understand. Makes no difference. But yeah, I mean, RDZ does have that Lunar Blessing, and of course the tank or the Iron Branch, giving that a little bit of extra damage as well. And he's able to get some more right clicks there. There was a Light Strike Array on the top lane doing some damage to Goody, as well as How Come You're Made of Bitch at Jubei, I believe it is, and doing some damage. Illuminate flying out as well. Goody taking more damage. He's gonna have to back off. He does have some tangos to eat some trees as well as a Flask, but other than that, I mean, he's going to have to sit pretty far back if that Illuminates and other abilities keep flying there. It's going to take some more damage from him. Can't really afford to take that damage early on. He's going to get hit again. You can see just how much damage that Illuminate does, even at level 1. It's too much, unless, of course, it's just going to use Clarity as well. This tri-lane doing pretty well for themselves right now. But no kills just yet. Still 130 into the game right now. 5 last hits for RDZ in the mid lane. 6 going for the CK. Weaver, Sleazel doing pretty well for himself right now with 6 of his own.
It's actually an interesting lane. I think Weaver does probably one of the best heroes to solo versus Quap in this Brood in this left lane. Because Brood pushes the lane early on, and these you can't ever push versus a Weaver with Brood. Sakuchi does a lot of damage. Like they buffed it also, so it does 90 damage at level 1. So one of the most damaging nukes actually early on right now.
Yeah. Weaver, of course, just having a nice time in this lane 92, like you said, just doing too much damage with that Sakuchi. Harassing, getting some kills on some creeps as well. Top lane, there was a little bit of damage going on to Goody. It actually almost went down. There was this Sentry Ward here, but Disruption came out from Jubei, making sure that Goody could stay alive there, and stay alive a little bit longer at least. So, First Blood not happening just yet. Both teams just farming up right now. Meanwhile, there's a pull in the top lane. This allows some experience as well as some last hits going to the side of Sexy, as well as Jubei there getting some damage there, but unless he's going to take a few of those last hits, as well as the Light Strike Array getting some last hits for the side of Demise as well. And this should...
If Febby actually had mana there, they could have killed the Wisp. They used a lot of their combo. MPL. While PL is still farming decently. I mean, he is up to 8 CS. Her game depends a lot on Luna doing well mid. And it's actually, it's become a lot more even mid, just because of the lane pushing. The reason that Ali was not doing that well early level is because his lane was getting pushed, so he got most of the creeps at the tower. And RTZ did get pulled a lot of regen, so keep that in mind.
He does have that bottle up. The charges are empty. He looks like he was thinking about crowing it. Maybe is going to do so. There it goes. The bottle will fly back to the base. Meanwhile, Crystal doing some Scream of Pain and damage there as well, just to maybe push the lane a little bit more. 4-minute rune spawning in 30 seconds. And Crystal is going to use his bottle charges there as well. Top lane, Tether going on between those two heroes. Not a whole lot else, as though you can see the Sentry Ward is still there, but still not a whole lot of aggression. There was some early damage on Goody, but just some right clicks flying out from DMT right now. And otherwise, Liesl's actually kind of low down here in this bottom lane, but he does still have a lot of regen going for him. So surprisingly, not a whole lot of kills or deaths or just really any sort of damage coming out.
The problem right now is the goal for what Radiant RNS was trying to do is they're really trying to focus on Mikey getting level and farm and killing the Weaver. But the surprise Weaver pick by GT was really good. I mean, it just totally stopped that from happening. Lassie did get an illusion rune, so it's pretty even mid matchup. I mean, it doesn't really matter what happens. It's more like what these two heroes do with their farm. And I think if Lassie can try and get a rune top or a smoke there or something like that, if he can get a good kill or if he can get some focus, because Charlie right now is losing top. They're getting kind of under leveled.
Absolutely. You look at the levels real quick. Dire is down in terms of experience right now. Only level 2 for this side of the Shadow Demon as well as the Wisp.
Actually, no, never mind. They're not pulling at all. This is why I think they should try and pull. They're not. I think they're scared of pulling or something.
Oh, smoking is
they're getting smoked.
Though. Yep.
Yeah, RTZ knows that though. I'm still questioning. I mean, the supports are not really pulling right now. I think they're scared they're gonna get smoke ganked or something. But if you just sit in the lane and soak up all of PL's experience, it's not worth it.
Oh,
that's one of the reasons.
And RDZ knows this is coming right now. He's going to try to get out of here. He's actually going to head towards the H the second to the tier 1 tower down in the bottom lane. So a long way for Febby to go and not getting anything out of it as well. But RDZ is actually coming around back in the mid lane. They shouldn't find him here. And Febby's going to head down to the bottom lane or just look around for a moment. He's not going to find anything. RDZ's full, using his Tranquil boost that he just got to get back to full health as well. Bottle keeps flying in and out, just trying to get some more regen. But yeah, like you said, not pulling up at this top lane as well. Not getting really any experience. And they're not going for a gank or anything like that. They will try to stack up for the time being. And thinking about heading mid, perhaps. I'm not 100% sure. At least the Shadow Demon is, perhaps. Meanwhile, Clip's flying off the mid lane, doing a bit of damage to Crystal, but he'll blink back. I missed that there, but RDZ not getting the kill. So still 0-0 at 609, and that's usually... That's pretty unusual, I think, for tri-lane versus tri-lane. But...
Mikey's going to be going for... Oh, they're diving top.
Yeah, they're thinking about going here. There's going to be Illuminate flying. And Shadow Demon's going to disrupt on the Lena right now. Phantom Lance, Spirit Lance going to go on the Lost, doing a bit of damage. Nice Light Strike Array on 2. DMT taking a lot of damage. He might be first blood, and he will be. The Shadow Demon getting it. And Febby now. Here comes Luna on the backside. Has no mana for the side of the Lucent Beam. Still not yet. The salve was used by Chaos Knight. He's taking damage, however. Going to be a big nuke coming in. Goody's going to get the kill, though, with the Spirit Lance as well as the right clicks, and that's going to be it. That's 2 for 1. Nice play there for the Summit Grats, though, and that's going to give a few levels, of course, as well to the Shadow Demon. Well, just 1 level, and still, though, they got the 2 kills. Pretty nice stuff, and First Blood, which is also great.
If you look at bottom, Lassie actually had a really good game there with Istrun, and he killed Sleazel with his ulti. So, Sleazel died there, and if a Brood gets a kill in the lane, it usually means a lot of damage onto the tower. So Mikey's going to be doing... And he has a siege right now, so he's going to keep the creep wave back, which he's doing properly. Sleazel did not have enough gold for a TP score, so this tower's going to take a lot of damage.
It's going to be afforded, but also, yeah, I mean, I was wondering where that 1 kill came from, but now I understand completely. And taking a bit of damage from Shikuchi, however, Mikey going to take a little bit of damage. He has a Gloves of Haste, and he's saving up money as well. Is he going to be going for something like a Midas?
Yeah, he's going to be going for that Midas. I think Brood is a hero that, if you're going to be playing more as like a farming oriented, the way he's the lane he is in right now, you need a Midas, because he has snowball as a hero in terms of farm.
Absolutely does. He's doing an okay job right now. If he can get that tower, it'd be even better. In fact, that tower should fall with the siege creep getting it. Absolutely does. Mid lane. Actually, looking at the last hits right now, Sleazel is leading the way, however. 44. Mikey's not too far behind with 41 this top lane. Right now, 16-4, of course, the side of the Phantom Lancer, however, 21 for the Cast Knight. So this top lane is actually sort of a wash right now. I mean, of course, 2 kills going for this side of Grats Tho, however. They were pinging on Goody. They wanted to go for a kill. They didn't hit that Illuminate. He was able to dodge it, so not a whole lot of damage coming out for him just yet. And still bottom. Still going to continue to farm right there. And maybe looking... Actually, I missed a little bit of damage going on that Phantom Lancer in the top lane, but he's fine. He's able to doppel walk away. There's no sentries here, I don't believe. No true sight just yet. Nope.
That was a really nice gank, I think, like you said, by RTZ there. That basically won them, and they're going to be going on lean top.
Yeah,
they killed Lina really fast.
A lot of damage coming out with nice disruption and Soul Catcher as well going, and TP coming out from Lust just in time, not able to go down. Febi's going to stay back at this tower with help from Crystal here as well.
Oh, that's big, because Brood's going to be doing a lot of damage bottom.
Oh, Sleazel's trying to get out right now. He's taking some damage. He does have the Flask as well as the Tranquil Boots, and yeah, like you said, bottom, Mike's just pushing this creep way back. Rotation coming in from RDZ, who, by the way, has a DD Rune and a Sentry Ward, so this could be pretty important, and he gets the Radiance Courier as well. Nice play. Lucent Beam going to fly out. Sexy's here as well with the tether. The stun's going to fly out. Mikey taking some damage. He might be going down in just a second. A few more last hits. Or, excuse me, right clicks. And the Lucent Beam is going to finish it off. Nice kill there from RDZ with that DD rune and the vision as well.
That was actually a pretty game-changing kill there by RTZ. He stopped the Root from pushing, and he got the chicken, or the courier. And getting the courier kill this early is huge. They're not going to be able to find any items.
Well, top lane. It's going to be a doppelwalker, excuse me, doppelwalker away from the side of Goody. Just trying to avoid getting ganked there from the side of Febby. Looking at the graphs real quick, 1,000 going in experience right now on the side of Grats Tho. About 1,500 for gold going for RNS. So pretty even, I'd say. Not a whole lot of difference. 1,000 is kind of a lot. Wisp Recall coming in right now with the Eclipse flying out just as he comes here. They're going to get 1 kill on the Lina. Now we're running away as Febby trying to get out of there. Tether stun not hitting just yet. Febby's still trying to get up, but too much damage coming in, and a double kill with the Lucent Beam for RTZ. And on the backside, Phantom Lancer's going to get a kill, going and getting Lust. A nice recall kill there, 7-2. Grats Tho's playing really well right now.
That was an amazing TP there by Wisp and Luna. They TP'd as soon as the creep ended, and he got all the Eclipse charges on the CK. And the CK just got bursted down insanely fast.
You didn't even need that tether stun. They still got the kill regardless. Just too much damage. Meanwhile, coming back mid, Arteezy's here. He's going to try to push Crystal back. He's going to be back at the tower at the tier 1. Wisp is here as well, going for an urn, it looks like, with those 2 gauntlets, which will provide him a little bit more tankiness as well, which he does need. And Sleazel's still farming away up here in the bottom lane. And 59 last hits going for Mikey as well. So despite that 1 death that he had just a little while ago, he does finish up that Hand of Midas. And that'll provide a little bit more farm for him.
I think the because of how their tri-lane went, and just the lack of the Brood as a hero. I mean, Mikey is farmed. They're going to be going on him again, but they're not actually going to do anything.
They have dust, but I don't think they're going to get that stun. That's the tether stun right there, but it might not be enough. Gemini attack going as well. Give me the swarm. Mikey's going to try to get away. He should be okay. There's going to be another set of yeah.
He actually can turn around and do a lot of damage to that Wisp, but.
And he does do so with that spawn spiraling. It's nice job though to stay in his webs though, just stay invincible again. But here comes Luna. Doesn't look like he has any vision though, it doesn't matter. They can push this tower if they want to. Mike's going to be here alone. Meanwhile, Crystal's going to get some time mid, that means, and there's only 2 top here. So there is going to be dust flying, there's going to be double walk as well. Stun, only a second long. Needs some more lockdown here. Good trying to get out right now. Disrupting himself is the Shadow Demon. He will take a Light Strike array, however, and a Dragon Slave. He should go down, taking some damage. Is the lean on the backside, though. Still damage going on the Febby. They're going to try to turn this around. However, Lust will get the kill with that Illuminate. Sleazel's going to get here, try to kill this Luna, will do so. Still chasing Febby right now. He is going to go down. Killing spree for the side of Goody right now. CTY Good TP rotations once again from Grats Tho, and it looked pretty bad for Grats Tho, but only a 1 second stun there for the Chaos Knight, which he really didn't want, obviously.
I am so, I'm laughing so hard at that. Juby actually has the self thing on in the game, the double tap ability
Oh
self
yeah,
cast. When you
yeah.
play Shadow Demon, you should really switch that off, cause he meant to do that on Goody there, and in the end he used it on himself, and he's actually messaging me right now.
It's just like ignore that completely. You know what that was supposed to be. Understandable. Mikey's gonna destroy tower in the bottom lane. Meanwhile, Wisp staying way too close, and there's gonna be a kill there, combining up with Crystal with that Scream Pain and the Shadow Strike as well. Mikey's gonna get the kill. Now rotating mid is a few heroes from the side of Grats Tho, and top lane still 3. Not a whole lot of like. There's been a lot of roaming, I think, from the side of Grats Tho, whereas this tri-lane's been pretty consistently top, I think, for the side of RNS. I mean, they've been staying here the entire time, it seems like to me. I mean, I think they went and roamed with Febby and I believe it was DMT once, but they really didn't get anything, and then they just continue to stay top and farm. So, good roaming from the side of GT. Not a whole lot else. It's 4-9, however, so there's that.
The gold lead is just skewed right now to RNS just because of the tower kill, because Mikey got 2 tower kills bottom. But if you let the experience lead, it's obviously towards GT just because of the hero kills. And as a team right now, I would rather want to be on GT's side. I'd rather want the experience because they're a team that doesn't really need early tower kills. They just need levels and farm that they get from killing creeps, because they have both PL and Luna and Shadow Demon and Weaver. They have a lot of DPS kind of late game heroes. So these kind of heroes, they don't really care early about pushing towers and stuff. I mean, they're going to get them regardless. They just care about not getting completely under leveled, which they aren't. They're out leveling tri-lane by a lot. Lena's still level 5. CK is still level 5. That's the important thing here. The CK is going to be completely useless all game. A CK with basically just 3k net worth at 13 minutes in a tri-lane, it's basically over for his item progression there. He can't really go anything. So, unless he gets a few kills here or there.
They're going to be relying on Mikey a lot, I think, for the rest of this game on the side of RNS.
And that's a problem. You can't ever rely on a Brood to be your main DPS. The Brood is just a split pushing hero that later on, once you get your BKB and if you get like a Manto or an Orchids, you can maybe go around ganking, but it isn't really a team fight hero. And Brood vs PL it's hard to. They don't have many heroes right now to actually like go beyond just the tier 2 buildings right now on GT's side. GT has a lot of counter initiate just because the Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon can just make PL illusions and then just send them onto the creep wave. And PL is actually doing pretty well. I mean, he has no CS, but he has 3 kills and 2 assists, and most of his goals is reliable. And he's actually bought a Blade of Alacrity, so he's going to be decently farmed.
That's going to be important. I think that's also, if you look at Luna's net worth sitting at 5k right now, RTZ's doing a pretty good job. He's gotten a lot of kills. He's got 3 kills with 3 assists, doing pretty well for himself. Sitting at level 11 already, so. But yeah, I mean, right now the net worth is going in the favor of Mikey as well as Crystal. But of course, like you said, that's from the tower advantage that Mikey got with those 2 tower kills in the bottom lane. But like you said, it's going to be hard to push into that the tier 3 up onto the high ground. They continue to split push, send Mikey into another lane, or, you know, just keep pushing in the top lane right now with that tri-lane. But I think once the levels as well as the farm comes up on that Phantom Lancer especially, and the Weaver as well, there's going to be a lot of damage there, and a lot of team fight ability as well for Grats Tho. So we're going to get into the game hopefully in just a minute. This has been like what seems to be a 40-minute cast for a 13-minute game. So yeah, good stuff.
And Dota.
Right? Pauses everywhere.
Crystal is actually really farmed on Queen of Pain. He's up to 2.6k, and he's going to have... I wonder, he's probably going to be going for the sheep stick. They need a sheep stick. If they can get the sheep stick and they can get a few kills off on the PL or even the Weaver, they can turn the deficit back into a lead. And it depends a lot right now on how... I think Crystal has to be the one making moves for RNS. If he doesn't make the right moves, he doesn't get the right items, if he doesn't make the right plays, it's going to be hard for them to come back at this stage.
Absolutely. He will try to save up money for that Mystic Staff, I'd imagine, and then after that he'll be able to finish off his sheep stick relatively quickly. He still has to go for that ultimate orb as well as that void stone. Still, though, once they get that item, that will allow them to get some disables going, at least until some BKBs get up on the side of Grats Tho, which probably should be, I think, RTZ's, or at least one of RTZ's big items that'll get early on, I'd imagine. Usually you see that BKB early for Luna. I'd imagine he'd get it. Especially with the disable potential with...
Lina is really poor. She's actually 0-4. She just has a magic stick and a teleport scroll. And this is what happens if your tri-lane goes badly. Your support's basically stuck like this. He's not gonna have boots for... he's gonna have boots soon, but... Like I said, he's gonna have little item progression as well. So the Kodo is gonna be the one making most of the sentries and the dust and stuff. And that means they're going to have a slower mech, and that means without the mech they can't really group up earlier and push.
Recall on the top lane. Here comes CTY. Eclipse is going to fly out, not hitting anybody just yet. 1 or 2 charges, 3 actually going to go on the Luna. He will get that kill at least, going in the Chaos Knight. Meanwhile, the disruption on Lust. He's taking a lot of damage, trying to illuminate, doing a bit of damage, but he will go down. Good at getting the kill. Crystal's going to try to get out. Blink, nice blink coming in, and then recall as well. Going away, but Crystal is now getting caught up as CTY cuts him off with the recall. Going to blink down here. Crystal still trying to get out. Has that blink off cooldown in 3 seconds. 2 seconds. Can he get away? Should get away, but the Lucent Beam, the damage not enough, but the Spirit Lance will get the kill long range from Goody somehow. Wow. But he did buy the ultimate orb before he died, so good job there.
I love this combo actually, the Wisp and Luna. Just the thing about Wisp and Luna, it's you can just put it at the end of like if they're pushing or anything, you can just teleport the Luna in the near where the supports are at the back of the push, and you can just cast the ultimate. And even if they miss a lot, it just stops the push. And Luna Eclipse is a really good spot for that. It's just stopping pushes and just for team fighting. So I love the synergy right now they're doing. They're not letting him push top at all, and they kill CK again. Just huge. He was already level 5, and he's still level 5. He has basically heads and 2 bracers. And
yeah,
that was their...
That's not what he wants, I'm sure. And meanwhile, RTZ is going to push up. I absolutely agree with you. That Eclipse, as soon as they fly in there with that recall, he just pops it off. And they're like, all right, everybody get out. We don't want to touch this fight. But they've done a really good job with that. And even after the recall, they were able to come and cut off Crystal. And then, of course, getting the kill with the Spirit Lance, which is pretty impressive. He's got 2 Blades of Alacrity. He'll have his Diffuse Blade relatively quickly. And that's going to be pretty important. And Mikey's here. No webs for him. He does have a Yasha, however, which is good. Looks for the Mantis-Cell. Oh, there's a double damage rune. He's going to turn around and get it, and he's pinging it out, actually, just waiting for someone else to pick it up. But they might see this on the side of Dire, so we'll see if they go for that.
They're going to get top tower because of this. Decent least for them.
And they need more towers as well. But eventually those outer towers are going to run out, and that gold advantage might diminish if they keep losing team fights. It's 4-12 right now. And while they do have some nice gold from those towers, eventually just the levels as well as the amount of damage that they can produce from those levels and the heroes they've got should take over, I think. But then again, like you said, if they can get that sheep stick up on Queen of Pain, that could be pretty important.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
We'll have to wait and see. Looking at the graphs while we've got some time real quick. 4,000 now for experience. Grats Tho has that. And they've also... They're down a little bit in gold, 4,000 right now. Meanwhile, top lane, Crystal is going to take some damage. He's going to blink up into the jungle right now. Wisp coming in with the tether. And they could find Crystal. He's going to take some tether damage as well as, or excuse me, stun, as well as some damage from the Lucent Beam. Will go down. RDZ's going to get another kill. He's got 5 on him right now as well as 5 assists. Good kill there.
Yeah, that was actually pretty sick. I think he had the blink up even after the tether stun. I think just the Lucent Beam's mini stun stopped him from blinking. Weaver's been really a non-factor at this stage. Oh, they're TPing mid again. Lust is going to be in
recall. Is there going to be an Eclipse? And it doesn't look like it is available. Actually, they might go for it in just a second. Lust taking a lot of damage. Right click should be enough. Meanwhile, Thebby taking more damage with the Soul Catcher. He's going to go down. Good, he's going to get that kill. And he's unstoppable right now. And they don't even need to use the Eclipse. That's it. He'll just TP out. Give it up. Man, it's just like, even without the Eclipse, they just do so much damage. And Lust is so squishy on that. I mean, he has nothing really in terms of, you know, he cannot survive. Same with the Lina as well. They just take too much damage. And the right clicks of RDZ and Goody as well just do too much.
And Brood is still... This is another problem of actually safe lane Brood. It's one of the reasons I don't... they're going to be going on mid. Oh, Goody dies.
Oh, Goody going down. Meanwhile, Heavy trying to turn around, going at least for the Shadow Demon. There's a Reality Rift and the Screw of Pain as well. Nice disruption on himself. This might get him back. The Sonic Wave going. Gonna get the kill with that. There's gonna be dust popped on Sleazel. He's got his time lapse, so he's gonna use it. 3 seconds done going on him. He's taking some more damage. Eclipse is available for RDZ. Is he gonna use it just yet? It's gonna be Illuminate flying out, getting the kill there as well. Luna on the backside getting a kill on DMT. So turning it around, a 2-for-3 trade. Still going for RNS usually. Meanwhile, Crystal's gonna blink out, and he should be okay. He's got a regen rune. He's gonna take that bottled up as well. So losing Goody as well as 2 others there. Not the best for Grats Tho, but still they got at least 2 kills out of the fight there.
We're just gonna have Manta somewhat soon, if that's what he's gonna be going for. Maybe a BKB. Oh, see, Artesio actually might be in trouble.
Crystal
What?
taking some damage. Of course, there is that Wisp support there, and they didn't actually go for the kill. They might have been able to.
Yeah, they couldn't. If Sully had his ulti up, they could have killed him. But I checked. I forgot he used it on Shadow D. And on RTZ, he makes a pretty big item. He actually goes for the Eagle Horn. So he's not going for the Manto or the BKB. He's just going to be going straight for the Butterfly, which I'm questioning, actually. Could even go I don't think he could even go for the Ethereal Blade. I've seen him do that. It's actually not that bad of an item on Luna. Brood's coming in trouble.
Brood is going to get hit up there. Gonna be Tether Stone as well as Sentry. But Sentry, he's going to be out of range in Sentry for just a second now. He's going to turn around. He's going to use his Insatiable Hunger, trying to go on Wisp. Will do so. He's going to finish that off as well. And Soul Catcher and Demonic Courage on Mikey. He's going to take some more damage standing right in that Sentry Ward placement. But here comes Crystal with the Blink and a Fly in as well. Nice disruption coming in. Godlike streak for RDZ as he gets the kill on Mikey. He's going to use his Eclipse as well, but he will go down. That will be the end of his streak. And Shadow Demon going to fall as well. So a little bit of a trade, and maybe not the best trade as well for Grats Tho. And they're going to try to push into this Tier 3. And do some damage here as well. And they should be able to do a sizable amount of damage. There is a fortification available. Actually, they're going to back off as the Tier 2 is getting pressured here from Sleazel.
That was a really good play there by GT. I thought Wisp was going to TP in with the Shadow Demon or the PL. But he TP'd in by himself. I think there was some miscommunication. So they didn't get the purge off, and which they needed. Or they didn't get the Diffusal purge off or the Shadow Demon purge off. And you couldn't. That's basically their only disables in this game. So they need some of those. If you look at Sleazel, I mean, they're actually going to go for Febby. They're really cocky by him.
He's going to try to go for the kill. Nice 4-second stun, however. And Crystal's on the backside. Has his Sonic Wave, might use it. Yes, but the time lapse is in time. Sleazel somehow able to get out. But Light Strike Ray is going to hit. And the Dragon Slave, nice timing. Excellent timing from DMT with that Light Strike.
That was sick play there by Lina. I actually think Sully could have OT'd him a lot earlier and killed him, but he chose to Shadow Strike him. I think he doesn't realize how poor the Weaver is. Weaver has no HP right now. He has no items. Sleazel is completely poor.
He's got a Yasha coming soon, but still, like you said, a very cocky play from him, just trying to get that kill. And it cost him. It cost him a 4-second stun. He was able to time-lapse out right as that Sonic Wave hit, but still, good rotations coming in from 2 heroes there.
This is actually a lot better now for RNS, just because of that move. Even though CK didn't die, Crystal already has his sheep right now and another 200 gold. Brood isn't that. I mean, he has his Manta, so he has 22-minute Manta Midas. It's not that fast, but again, it's a Brood. Meanwhile, Goody's actually farming somewhat fast. He's actually using the Quelling Blade, which, if you look at those illusions, they do a lot of damage. Because they do bug damage on those illusions.
Yeah, isn't it supposed to be only 32% and they do like 50% or something?
They do double the damage.
Oh yeah, something. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, but Ice Frog's actually fixing that soon, within the next day, which is going to be awesome. But yeah, so PL's going to be farming fast. He can actually solo kill this CK if anyone TP's in. Yeah, they're going to TP in.
The recall's coming up here in the top lane. Febby going to get initiated on. A lot of damage coming out. He's going to use his 4-second stun, but still, Luna is here. But TP rotation's coming in. There's going to be a sheep on Goody right now, taking some damage. No follow-up just yet. Light Striker Ray barely missing. And the Laguna Blade going to get the kill, but Weaver's going to get the one on Lina on the backside, and still now they're going to get out. 2-for-1 trade. Goody going down, not necessarily the best thing, but they do take 2 kills there. And they might get the tower. Right-click going. No, deny from Crystal. Nice job there.
Yeah. Crystal is playing really well. That was a good TP there by him. And CK is 1-7. He's going for the BKB. So he's going to have that within another 2K or 2.5K.
He needs that so badly. Anything. I mean anything. He really needs just anything right now. They're going to be rushing out right now. Rashawn's taking a bit of damage.
Radiant's courier has
And
been
they
killed.
purged the courier? What was that?
Thanks.
They purged was a one hit from the Weaver or something.
Roshan has fallen to the Dire.
And Luna will pick up
Dire's
the
bottom
Aegis of
tower
the
is
Immortal.
under attack.
Eagle
Yeah,
Song as well.
Luna's going to be insanely farmed. RTZ has his butterfly within the next minute. And once he gets that butterfly, the CKs, none of their hero, like this dual carry they have right now, or tri carry I guess with the Weaver too. This tri carry, if RNS didn't completely dominate them early game, they were going to lose no matter what. I mean, they have what, PL, Luna, and Weaver.
Some hard carries there. Pretty hard carries. In comparison to...
And that's the problem right now with that Brood actually. Brood is a safe lane hero.
Dire's
I actually
tower is under
love
attack.
playing Brood, but if you safe lane him, the thing about Brood is he's as a hero, he should be there to disrupt the enemy's farm most of the time. That's why you see him off lane most of the time, and you see him farm the enemy's jungle. But Crystal's actually going on Luna top.
And it's off lane right now, though. Disruption on Crystal, so it actually turns around. Almost got the kill on RDZ. In fact, he's very low in health. He might go down. He's getting an Urn charged up with that Shadow Strike still taking on him, but he'll be alright. Just barely. Was there anything on that Radiant Courier? Because I think Mikey used some gold there. He might have had something else on that Courier, and before it died, I didn't get a chance to see it. Which is pretty important, actually.
That was a sick disrupt there by Shadow Demon. But regardless, that was a really risky play there by Crystal. I mean, even if he got the Aegis kill, it would still been worth it. It would still have not been worth it because their supports would have gotten so much farm. And he needs to be the one farming and getting the BKB up as soon as possible, so he can just run in and do that. With the BKB, it's possible. Without it, he can't. And Brood, they're just farming away right now. I don't know. It's really hard for both of them. And Brood's mantle is actually on the chicken,
Okay.
so he doesn't have that.
I was wondering. Yeah, I mean, because I saw him buy up that ultimate orb earlier, so if that Mantis on that Courier now, it's going to be without it for another 45 seconds, whereas you could have used that to maybe try to initiate some fights or push a lane or whatever, but regardless, still 12 to 21 right now. Grats Tho's leading the way in terms of kills, however. They've got an experienced lead as well with 5,000. Gold is starting to dip a little bit in their favor, heading to about 2,500 on the side of RNS. Still, they're going to try to push bottom as well. Grats Tho is here with 4. And Sluzel's rotating in as well right now. They're going to try to find a kill. They might find it on Crystal, who just respawned a few seconds ago. And they should be able to push this tier 1. I don't think they're going to defend this. They might die this as well. Spirit Land's going to fly in on Febby, doing a bit of damage. The Lucent Beam as well. There's going to be a Diffusal Blade Purge. He's going to take some more damage. He's going to get the stun off before he dies, but Sluzel's going to get the kill. And now he's going to try to chase after Mikey. He's alone for the time being.
Radiant's bottom tower has
And they do take the tower. That should be the end of aggression. They'll try to probably push the tier 2 as well now that Chaos Knight is down for 27 seconds. And they can, I think, easily take this fight and this tower. They still have the Aegis. They can still be aggressive, especially since that butterfly is just completed for Luna right now. Gonna give him some extra damage as well as survivability, and that's gonna be scary to deal with. And Eclipse is gonna fly out, not doing anything. Oh, big Light Strike Ray gonna hit up Sleazel. He's gonna go down with the Laguna Blade, and Mikey, of course, getting that last hit. Now they're gonna back up. Unfortunately, that Eclipse could have been used a lot better, but I think what happened was they recalled. They wanted to recall.
Yeah, I don't know when you're getting recalled, you should really like A-click the Wisp. I've seen that happen so many times.
Wisp is dead. That's
Dire's
ouch.
middle tower
That
is
sucks.
under attack.
So RTZ is
Yep.
gonna head out, but that could have been a lot better.
Meanwhile, PO is just AFK farming. He's actually farming pretty slowly. He should be. Yeah, he's not farming that well. I mean, it's a PO though, so he's gonna catch up no matter what. But he had the defusal, I think, by 16 minutes or 17, I think. I forgot, but he's only farmed an ultimate orb since then, and a Blade of Alacrity, which is pretty considerably slow.
Mm-hmm. And that will. He looks like he will be going for the Yashan to the Imagine Mantis style, giving him even more illusions to deal with, on top of the, like you said, disrupted illusions from the side of Jubei and the Shadow Demon. And that fight, they do take that tier 1 tower down to the bottom lane, but they wanted the tier 2 as well as that big team fight with the Eclipse from RTZ, but it didn't work out, so they're going to go back to farming. RTZ, like I talked about, with that butterfly done. And net worth right now, Mikey's actually leading the way with 13,000. He has his Mantis style, he's got the Midas, and that's about it, but he's got 3,500 gold in the bank as well. Sleazel's starting to get some items. He's got his Ultimate Orb and his Yasha, but he's probably the most underfarmed carry, I should say, on the side of Grats, though. Still doing a decent amount of damage.
Better than the CK at least.
Yeah, he's having a tough time. He is having a real tough time. 8 deaths is not what you want.
Nope. Poor guy. The problem right now is that they're pulling all this farm into the Brood, and Brood is really not a hero that would end the game for you, especially versus Luna PL. And the net worth on the is, it doesn't really matter. I mean, unless he's probably going to go for, I think his next choice is probably going to be the Daedalus, or maybe the MKB, because they have the Butterfly on the Luna. Probably the MKB. But they still lack, he's still going to be lacking the BKB for actually going on the Shadow. Shadow Dream is a really good hero versus these melee carries like Broodmother and Nakes and stuff. The Disrupt is annoying.
Gank.
They actually have a sentry there, so they saw this.
Oh, they did. Oh, wow. Okay, so yeah, and they're backing off. You can see him back off immediately. There's going to be Dust Pop. They will catch out Mikey's going to Mantis style away, though, which does get rid of that dust, so they cannot find him again. Was a nice try there. Meanwhile, Crystal's going to get hit up. There's going to be Demonic Purge as well, but he'll get out just fine. Illusions. So that Smoke Gang not accomplishing a whole lot. TP coming out from pretty much everybody except from DMT. No, he's TPing out as well, so they skipped the Smoke Gank without any deaths there. He could have that could have gone really badly for the side of the Radiant, but of course, like you said, they did see that with that Sentry Ward there, which I did not notice. And
The farmer now. He has Mech Force Staff, Tranquil Boots, and the Gem. So Lust is doing a pretty fair job after trialing. Demise, on the other hand, is suffering a lot, and he's forced to buy all the wards and the smokes.
he does have Arcane Boots, however, which is a lot more than he had earlier on in the game. And now Mithril Hammer.
You know it's trouble when your 3 CK is doing worse than your 4 Codal. That is a tough day.
Yeah, that's.
At least he has BKB soon, so that's going to be pretty big. But I still think it's too early right now for him to be doing a lot of stuff in these team fights. I mean, CK is not that good of a hero versus Luna. Especially if Luna this farm with Overpower on her. That's going to be pretty insane late game with the overpowered Luna with the Butterfly. Is going to be doing so many hits. I hate playing versus Butterfly Luna, actually. It's one of the most annoying things to play versus as any hero. Because those glaives just demolish team fights.
Yeah, you were talking about, you know, Mikey either getting the, I think you were talking about Mikey either getting the Daedalus or the MKB, and I think
He's going to be going for the MKB.
Yeah,
he needs it for the Butterfly.
Yeah, he does have that Demon's Edge as well, so, which is part of a Daedalus, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be for that MKB, and I think there's going to be Smoke Gang coming from RNS. They do have the BKB for Chaos Knight right now, and they're going to look for mid. They might be able to find Sleazel. He could be in some trouble here. The Reality Rift is not in time. Sleazel should get out, but the Courier, they want the Courier. One more hit, no 2. They're not going to get it. And Sleazel now turning around. They're going to try to take tier 2 top lane, overcharge, doing so much damage like you talked about. Fortification is going to fly, TP coming as well. Crystal's going to blink in, not going to catch anybody. And they'll back off just fine.
That was the only way they could have killed the Weaver is if he was positioned bit to the bottom of the hill, or if they had Queen of Pain there. Queen of Pain was actually farming bottom, so I think that was a big misplay there. I mean, regardless of who they needed to kill, if it was the PL or the Weaver, they should have had Queen of Pain with them. And Queen of Pain's pretty close to her BKB. She just needs a Mithril Hammer. She already has a Mithril Hammer, she just needs the recipe.
Yeah, those BKBs will at least give them something. Meanwhile, speaking of BKBs, Luna picks up one of his own. So Ardeezy's got that. And Blink Dagger's up on the Shadow Demon, surprisingly enough, but nice for positioning. Getting in that Purge, getting the Disruption as well. But they're going to try to push mid right now. RNS looking for something. Meanwhile, Sheep up on the Shadow Demon. He's taking some damage. Shadow Strike going as well. Reality Rift flying in. Disruption going to save his life for the moment. BKB is going to be popped. Sonic Wave going as well, getting the kill on that Shadow Demon right now. They're pinging on Wisp. They want that kill. They're not going to find it. And the Reality Rift, however, they're going to get it for the time being, but he's recalled. And there's the Eclipse on the backside. Already he's doing a lot of damage, but he's taking a lot as well. Mikey trying to right-click him down. Sleazel's here on the helping out. They get the kill. on the CK. Light Strike Ray is going to miss. Sleezel's with a double kill right now. Spirit Lance on Mikey. He's trying to get out right now. He's going to sit in his web. They don't have any vision, do they? Dust flying off. He doesn't have his Manta, was just used.
You can get it. Yeah, he's going to get this Brood is dead, no matter what.
And he will go down there. Is going to be the Persian. Sleazel's going to get that kill. So Sleazel picking up a triple kill. Nice defense there. They do lose Art Easy and the Shadow Demon, but still, with that 4 heroes dead on the side of RNS, it's going to provide a lot of comfort room for the side of Grats Tho. They have essentially a free Roshan right now. They should be able to get this pretty quickly.
That was a sick disruptor by Shadow Demon. I mean, if he didn't get the disrupt off, I mean, the CK wasted BKB just to kill the Shadow Demon there. So most of his BKB charge was actually used on that, and then he went for the Wisp. So the CK was focusing the wrong targets in this fight, which is a mistake. Meanwhile, in the back, the Luna, even though she died, did so much damage in the fight. And then the PL came at the end and just killed him. PL has Aegis right now. He's probably going to go in for the heart next, or the butterfly, it doesn't really matter. He can probably be going for the heart since he needs the survivability.
He's actually got a lot more. You can get that Reaper pretty quickly, and DMT is going to get a huge kill. Well, not huge, but he gets a kill on the Shadow Demon with that Laguna Blade. So nice pick off there, and Shadow Demon's down again for another 35 seconds after he just respawned. Still, like you said, they do have the Aegis on Goody right now, and he's got a, yep, there's the Reaver, so he called it. Going to pick up that Heart of Trask and get that little bit of extra health as well as the regen going. Meanwhile, Top is pushing, or trying to get pushed here. The Morbid Mask for Luna should be Helm of the Dominator, I imagine.
Yep. Once he gets out, he's going to be impossible to kill in these fights. What happened last fight's not going to happen. He's going to be able to regen everything with the BKB on. Even the MKB hit. Mike is actually doing a really good job this game. I mean, he's doing his job. He got really farm bottom. He got the tower close bottom, but there was only really so much you can do with the Brood. Brood relies on winning the lane and pushing towers, but after that, she hits the downward spiral, especially versus heroes like Luna and PL. And I mean, even Weaver's going to get farmed at this stage.
It's going to be tough. I mean,
this Weaver does a lot of damage, and Weaver's doing more damage in the fights than CK.
He's got a crystal.
It's just the Manta.
He's level 19. Oh my god, CK is like he's tied in terms of levels with his supports. He's only level 13. The only person that's the lower level than him is Shadow Demon, who's level 11, which doesn't make any sense to me because he only died 5 times, but I guess he was in that tri-lane. And of course, he wasn't really with the ganks that Luna and the Wisp were. So, not getting those kills, he's not getting the assist that Wisp was. So he's got that sort of experience deficit. And there's going to be the mech up on the Wisp right now with the Urn. He's got the gem as well. And they're trying to push top right now. Less getting a 4-staff. And DMT still with not a whole lot of farm. He does have his arcane boots. Crystal does have a BKB coming right now to him on that courier. And this could be a big fight up here in the top lane. A lot of Spiderwings, but Arties is just going to farm
Luna just cleans those up. Yeah. Luna is too hard to stop right now.
Do you think he'll get that Satanic up next? Or will he go for another item, like a damaging item or something, like maybe like a Yasha Manta?
He can probably sell the wand for some... I mean, he needs Manta. What else is there? He doesn't really need a Satanic right now. It actually doesn't matter what he goes. At this stage, he's so rich.
Oh, initiation. There's going to be a sheep up on Arties. He's taking a lot of damage. He will go down. Or no, he's going to get disrupted. And I actually avoided the Sonic Wave and the BKB. He gets his Eclipse off before he dies. It's doing a lot of damage right now. CK is going to get the kill, or excuse me, Queen of Pain, but he will go down, CK. Now Mike is using his Insatiable Hunger, but this is Spirit Lance as well. Do they have any vision? Lust is really low in terms of health. He's going to fly his Illuminate off, but he might go down because of it. Suzu's going to get the right click. Yes, not enough, actually. Suzu's going to take some damage. He's, in fact, going to go down right now. 2 for 1 kill. And Goody going to try to TP out, taking some damage. He should be okay. No, he canceled his TP. The Age is going to get popped. He canceled his TP. No, not what you wanted, but... And now Goody is going to die. Too much damage. He's going to go down. 3 for nothing, and all of the carries down right now for Grats Tho. And RNS is going to take this tower, or at least they should.
That was a really bad misplay there by GT. The fight really actually went decent for them, but Weaver and PL unnecessarily started diving. He should have stayed back. That was an amazing play there by Juby, actually. That Shadow Demon disrupted last second.
I thought he was dead.
He stayed alive, and his Eclipse lasted the full duration. This was possibly the best scenario for RNS. Problem is, they're still not going to be able to really do anything at the same time. Yeah, Mikey's going to die. Unless he gets
there's the demonic
out.
purge right now.
He's
He has
still
no
gonna die.
webs. He's gotten, it's on cooldown right now for 15 seconds. He should go down right now. He's still pretty tanky. He's actually pretty speedy as well. Diffuser Blade in 2 seconds available. The Spirit Lance is going to try to get into his webs. Is there any true sight here? It doesn't look like it. No, they don't have any vision. They can't get the kill. And they needed that too. And meanwhile, Jubei has to actually disrupt himself because the illusions are doing so much damage. He's going to TP out as well. He should be okay, but they wanted that kill on Mike and they weren't able to get it.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised he lived there. I really feel Goody should try and upgrade his Diffusal Blade. The jump in damage from level 1 Diffusal to level 2 Diffusal is more than getting a butterfly on your hero. At least in terms of doing damage on the enemy heroes. The mana burn is basically the entire damage of your PL illusions. So increasing that damage substantially over increasing the attack speed is probably worth it. That's what I think. I'm still surprised he lived there. I thought he should have died.
I mean, he was
I
pretty
guess
low.
the tether didn't. They didn't get the tether stun off or something.
Yeah, I don't know if they chained their slows up effectively. I know there was the purge followed up by the diffusal like right afterwards. It seemed like I think they could have just had that a little bit better. But still, I mean, it's not the end of the world. But they did lose the tier 2 top, and I do want to check out the Grats real quick. I haven't checked them out in a while. Experience is now starting to head back, going to 0, which would be a pretty big deal for RNF if they could get back there. Gold. Still 2,500 for RNS, and actually it was heading towards 0 before that. But that last fight was able to propel them to a nice advantage. Still, though, pretty even. I mean, this game not looking nearly as bad, I think, for RNS as it was earlier on. Still, when you think about in terms of carries and what they have on Grats, though, this is going to be difficult to come back from, I think, for RNS. In fact, they're going to try to take this tier 2 tower in the bottom lane, but they might have to get out TP rotation coming in from between Pain, Fortification flying as well, and the rest of the team's rotating in. So, unfortunately, Sexy and RTZ aren't going to be able to get that, so they'll have to back off. And Roshan is up in what looks to be 3 or 4 minutes, 5 minutes actually, so. Or no, 4 minutes, excuse me. Didn't get the time.
Sleazel's actually catching up really well. I'm really still surprised. I feel Goody does not know how to... no flame to him or anything, but he's farming really, really slowly with PL. He still does not... He has basically the same CS as the Weaver, and that should never happen. If you're PL and if you get an early diffusal like that, you should like skyrocket. He should be close to 350 CS at the rate he's farming. I mean, his team is making so much space for him. So that could actually be their downfall, the PL not being as farmed as he should be. Lus is going to be in trouble top.
Oh yeah, on top lane there's going to be disruption as well. He's going to force himself out there, mech 2, and going to maybe try to recall or blinding light if he can. There's the blinding light flying off, and Mikey now trying to right click down Wisp, but the tether stone flew out as well, and they're not going to chase that, realizing that Mikey's there. But they had 3 heroes that probably could have maybe taken down both of them. Still though, Lus able to get out just fine, so could have been bad.
They're actually on bottom trying to kill the Weaver. Sleazel knows this.
He's got a TP available. He can TP out if necessary.
Yeah, he's going to be fine. They think he's out of...
Surprised he hasn't TP'd yet. Not that they'll know. He's going to be fine. He's going to TP back to base right now. And 41 minutes of the game. Game's still relatively close.
Mikey is really, doing really well. I mean, he's farming more than anyone in the game, which is surprising because there's a PL on the other team. And he's actually in the Luna. He's going to be close to... I feel like he should probably go for the butterfly next because there's... Phil is not going to be going for the MKB anytime soon. He still needs the butterfly up. I don't think Luna is going to be going for the MKB. So once he gets the butterfly, and also Weaver has the Daedalus, so once he gets the butterfly, it's going to be really hard for him to kill. The other thing is, if he does get disrupted in the fights, his illusions are going to be doing a lot of damage just because of the butterfly, but it's a worthy risk enough, especially since he's Brood.
If you can somehow just get some more farm, like you were saying, get that butterfly, maybe they can push this and try to get into that tier 3 and have a nice team fight. Still, there's a long way away. It seems like there's still a long way, at least one more Roshan before this game reaches its climax, I'd imagine. Looking at the items, I do want to check these out real quick. We talked about the Hexstick. Vlad's his finish up for the CK. He's level 16 right now. He's relatively far behind. He does have that BKB too, which we talked about him finishing up. Butterfly is purchased for Mikey right now, getting him that extra damage as well as that invasion is pretty nice. Smoke Gank coming now from 4 heroes right now for RNS. They're going to look mid. They're just going to march straight down mid, it looks like, and try to find something here, but RTZ is going to back off. The only person close is Jubei, and they're not going to find anything. Maybe they're going to head into Roche, which is up in about a minute. Not 100% sure. They're going to use the Illuminator just to scout it out, and they're not going to find anything there.
I'm really confused. Goody's actually going for the Daedalus on the PL. I still think he should be going for the Butterfly. I mean, once PL Butterfly, even if they have MKB, doesn't matter because your illusions do insane damage, and he already has a heart. So I have no idea what he's doing. I still think, because of how slow he's farming and the item choice he's going, RNS has a chance in this game, like actually a decent chance. Queen of Pain's pretty farm. She has a BKB sheep. On the Weave, on the other hand, has the Daedalus. And I don't know what RTZ is going for next. I'm waiting to see what he does. But Mikey has that, but Mikey's really farmed. This is insane farm. If they win this game, he's definitely the MVP of this game.
A lot of people, both RTZ actually, as well as the Broodmother, sitting at 500 GPM.
Yeah, so he goes for that Satanic. The Satanic Overpower is going to be a lot of damage. Once he gets the Satanic off the fights, even if he's like really, really low HP like last time, he's still going to be able to go easily back to full.
Yeah, it's like almost like a cheese. You need to do right click in order to use, at least. Get that Satanic off that Unholy Rage, increase that lifesteal. And that damage as well is pretty nice too. And just the lifesteal, the regular lifesteal in general is already nice. And you talked about it with the Helm of the Dominator and the BKB, able to just right click your boy back up to full health, or at least get close to it. And with the overcharge with that Wisp when you were talking about, just the right click is going to be doing a lot of damage as well. So Roshan is up. There is the Sentry as well as the Observer Ward for the Radiance, so they'd be able to see, unless they smoke in there. No, even if they smoke, they do have that Sentry Ward, so right now I don't think either team is ready to go into Roshan just yet, but I think that's where the next fight's going to be. As you can see, all the heroes are sort of circled around this area, except for, of course, the Chaos Knight, who's up here still trying to farm and push up the lane. He's got an ultimate orb, probably going to be a Manta style, I'd imagine. I'm trying to think what else he could go, and I think Manta style makes the most sense.
Yeah. Oh, Manta style Seiki is actually really strong. Late game. I mean, it's one of those things where you have all these illusions and it's just chaotic in the fights. I'm surprised he went for the Vlads though. I guess he did go that so Mikey can get the aura too, but I mean, he's gonna be playing more as like a semi-carry.
The bait, the recall they're gonna try to fly in. There's gonna be the BKB, the Eclipse flying out as well. Mikey taking some damage. The Gem of Truth set on the ground right now. Don't deaths just yet. And like getting the kill on the Wisp. Sonic Wave flying, not doing a whole lot. Mikey's gonna go down good. He's gonna get that kill. Meanwhile, they're gonna get the kill on the Chaos Knight with RDZ getting that one. Blinking out his crystal, realizing he's in a bad position. Luna trying to force staff away right now. Gonna hide behind, but there's the blink. And Luna gonna get that kill with the Lucid Beam, and the gem's still on the ground. This should be a Roshan, and a big fight for Grats Tho. Meanwhile, my frame rate is like suffering during that fight.
Yeah, that was really low. I think this is the problem right now. Is if I was Mikey, the chance to beat a PO late game at the stage, it's like a long shot. He needs a butterfly. I mean, a Battle Fury. They have no way to deal with illusions. They have no real AoE damage besides the Quap ulti, which is not reliable damage versus a PO. So in these kind of situations where they can split push and farm, it benefits them because they avoid the team fights. But in these team fights like that, PL gets so many illusions out, they can't do anything. And that fight, even though Mikey was doing a lot of damage, as soon as the PL got like maybe 7 or 8 illusions out, as soon as that happened, it just did so much. Like he just went away like that. It was all because of the PL's damage.
PL's illusions just make these fights, and I apologize.
I am still questioning Goody's build. If you ever play PL, you should try and upgrade the Diffusal. Maybe you can use like the first 5 or 6 charges, but once you get the heart, you should have the Diffusal level 2. The level 2 upgrade in Diffusal is so much damage on PL. You can be doing so much more damage in these fights with the level 2, but yeah, it's worth it more than a Daedalus, definitely at this stage.
Absolutely. I just want to say that last fight, those PL illusions made that fight, and I apologize for language, but they made that fight a clusterfuck. I could not tell a lot of the time what was happening. There's just so much stuff going on at once. I'm just like, okay, well this is happening now, and now my frame rate's dropping below like 5, so that's good. still.
I'm waiting to see what Mikey. Their late game depends entirely on Mikey's farm right now.
He's trying his best, and he's done a very good job. And you mentioned how well he's doing up until this point. And there's not a whole lot you could do with these two heroes, the CK, especially as underleveled as the CK is. He did get a few levels since then. He's level 18 right now, but he's still pretty far behind. I mean, RTZ's almost max level. Goody as well is at 23, so they're going to push straight down mid. They have the Aegis up on RTZ. The Satanic as well is pretty much another life for him. Of course, Goody's got the cheese, so it's going to take a lot to defend this for RNS. I mean, they're going to push the tier 2 no problem, maybe even rotate top and try to take that tier 2 and even the bottom. Take all the tier 2s, then maybe push them to tier 3. They will rotate top right now. They want this tier 2, which has been low for the entire portion of like 15 to 20 minutes. They'll take it finally, get that tower, maybe head bottom. And now trying to defend mid lane is Febby as well as Mikey here. And Febby's still sitting on that ultimate orb. We'll see what he goes in just one moment. He's still kind of far away from a Manta if he wanted it, so.
Illusion.
Oh. I'm waiting to see what CTY goes for. I think I keep calling him CTY RTZ. Sorry, this is not the real CTY.
No, but it's like it's so hard to deal with names. I just wish people kept their real names when it's in a match. I can't tell you how many times I called somebody.
It's in Dota, dude. You can't get European teams to do it. You definitely can get any Dota players to keep their names. I mean, look at everyone's names in this game. No one's
like
actually on it.
Come on, now, like how are you supposed to say that name in a cast? Like, just it's difficult. This is like cast world problems. And top lane. Nope. Now there's 3 mid here for the side of RNS. 2 bottom. And bottom's getting pushed out by tons and tons and tons of PL illusions, unsurprisingly. So they'll try to take this tier 2 tower. Now once all these tier 2 towers are gone, they should push into the tier 3 pretty quickly. I mean, they don't want to waste that Aegis. They still have it for a few more minutes. 3, I think, is how long they've got it for. And of course, they still cheese.
RTZ actually went for the right end, going for MKB. So the Brood is going to be dying a lot now in these fights. I mean, obviously he already is, but he survived a lot longer last year just because of his butterfly. But yeah, so they are so farmed. Like, I mean, look at all the CS in this game. One side has like what, 400, 300, 250.
Yep.
So insane.
I've had that tab up for a while, and it's just been increasing at a ridiculous speed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put up the net worth though.
I'm surprised their goal lead is not more.
I got buyback.
That's mainly
Radiant
because of the
actually have a
Midas.
lot of buyback here. I mean, you look at CK's got buyback, Lust has buyback, Mike has buyback, so they have a bit of buyback here. Even if this fight goes poorly for them, which, I mean, it's going to be hard to defend this with all the items.
Yeah,
as well.
the overpowered Luna is going to kill this so fast. Look at this. Look at that damage. And the PL visions.
There goes the tower. Mike is trying to go. There's the Manta style Light Striker Ray flying on Sleazel, doing some damage as well. Going to try to take the Raxes.
Yeah, the disrupted PL illusions.
There's no forward available. They're not going to try to fight it either. Raxes are going to fly, and now RDZ's going to roam mid. Going to look for the mid tier 3 as well as the tower, and this could be the end of the game. But nice reality rift on Goody, but not enough there. Mikey's going to use his insatiable hunger as well, doing some damage. Goody though, trying to return it right back. Light Striker Ray going to fly, going to miss barely though. RDZ taking a lot of damage with the Sonic Wave. Age is going to get popped. BKB's going for Febby right now. Goody's going to back off. Sleazel going to time lapse just in time. Somehow Crystal taking damage. CTY using his Eclipse there. Febby trying to get out right now, taking more damage. Nobody dead just yet. Somehow, tier 3 is going to go down. Crystal now in some trouble. He's going to blink away. His BKB was out of time there. They're going to take the melee racks. Perhaps they want it. Goody's going to try to go back in. Laguna Blade flying. RDZ's going to go down. I don't know if he's got a buyback. I think he does. Yes, he absolutely does. But they get the racks, and they also get Goody as well. But they're both going to buy back. And those were the first 2 kills. TP coming out just in time. I'm not sure who was that TPing. I missed it, but now Wisp should be dead. But Lust is going to call GG. And with both 2 sets of Raxes down, or almost 2 sets of Raxes, that's going to be it. We're going to head to the next game in just a moment. I'm going to fix a few of my settings. Once again, I'm Maut. With me is Bulba. Thanks for joining me, Bulba. Where can they find you?
At Twitter, Liquid Bulba. At Liquid Bulba.
Of course, he does stream as well as twitch.tv/liquidbulba.
Oh yeah, twitch.tv.liquidbulba.
Gotta pimp out that Twitch chat, man. It's important. And we'll jump into the next game in just a moment, so thanks for joining us. We'll be right back, guys. Hold on tight.